the National Payments Corporation of India, NPCI, which is the umbrella organization for operating retail payments and settlement systems in India, has recommended an interchange fee of 1.1% on Unified Payment Interface, which is UPI, transactions of over 2,000 rupees made through prepaid payments instrument. Those are, of course, very complex terms. We're going to break them down for you. But remember, the move is aimed at increasing the revenue for banks and payment services provider who are reportedly have been struggling with the high cost of UPI transaction. The fee will be charged from 1st of April onward this year, and the interchange pricing will be reviewed by 30th of September 2023. Shashi Shekhar Vempati continues to be with us. We are about to get him back, but Suyash is here. Suyash, let's break down these jargons for our viewers. What does it mean?
So, Shweta, let's first talk about the interchange bank charges, right? So, these are the charges that the banks charge each other for the transactions, for the credit card and the debit card transactions you and I make. So these charges are usually a small percentage of the purchase amount. In this case, it's going to be 1.1%, and they cover the processing fees, the fees required to secure the network. And coming to the prepaid payment instruments. So prepaid payment instruments are nothing but physical or digital wallets. What you can do is you can load them up with money, and you can use them to go out shopping. So they are essentially an alternative to cash. Now they are different from debit cards is that they are not linked to your bank account, like debit cards.
Okay. So from the perspective of a consumer who's going out and paying today and buying something for maybe approximately 2,500 rupees this evening, will I have to pay extra?
No, you will not have to pay extra. So I understand, as we were talking right before the show, there has been a lot of misinformation, especially on social media networks, on the internet, whether UPI will, whether there will be extra charges for UPI. So NPCI has come out with a clarification saying that the interchange charges again are just for the credit cards that are linked to UPI, which only constitutes about 0.01% of all UPI transactions, right? So 99.99% of the UPI transactions are still free, and I repeat, they are still free. So what the bottom line basically, Shweta, is that UPI is still free for you, for me, for everyone, pretty much the merchants as well, and for the prepaid debt instruments as well. Only the only person who these charges will affect are the credit cards that are linked to the UPI interface.
So consumer to consumer and consumer to business, you can still pay. It's free.
Yes, absolutely. It's absolutely free.
Let me repeat that for you. The National Payments Corporation of India, which is the umbrella organization, as I rightly mentioned, for UPI, has recommended an interchange fee of 1.1% on UPI transaction over 2,000. Which are made from prepaid payments instrument, which means that they do not apply for B2C or C2C consumers. The move is aimed at increasing revenue for banks and payment service providers who are reportedly having been struggling with the high cost of UPI. Who is this intended for? Could you repeat that for the benefit of our audience? Who is this intended for? Clearly not for you, me, the common person, or even businesses in general.
As I mentioned earlier, Shweta, these are just for the credit cards and debit cards that are linked to UPI. They are not for you, they are not for me, they are not for the merchants, they are not for even for the prepaid payment instruments. They are just for the credit cards and for the debit cards that are linked to them.
That of course is the very, very important story that we are tracking here. Remember, despite all the misinformation that you're seeing out there, this is not applicable. There is confusion among customers and merchants regarding the applicability of the interchange charge for UPI transaction. Now, the idea that this is applicable on, customer to customer UPI transaction or business to customer to business is false. It's only applicable where your credit card is linked to your UPI wallet. Those are, of course, clarifications that we're putting out there. But remember, the interchange fee will be applicable from 1st of April onward. They will be reviewed again in September. So don't fall for all the fake news items that you see out there.